Hello, my name is Siti Rikma Salam from Department of Information System, Institut Teknologi 10 November. Today, on behalf of my co-authors, Mr. Apol Pribadi Supriyadi and Mrs. Febi Atwardini Moktadiro, I'm honored to present our research title, A Systematic Literature Review of User Consent Prioritization in App Reviews. In this presentation, I will discuss how we map the current approach used to help developers decide which user feedback should be addressed first. Background of the study, user review in App Store are a crucial source of feedback for software maintenance, improvement, and evolution. However, their large volume and unstructured, informal, and multi-topic nature make manual analysis difficult. Although various automated text analysis approaches have been developed, must focus primarily on classifying, extracting, or grouping reviews. They provide limited support for developer decision making because they do not clearly indicate which user concern should be addressed first. Furthermore, existing studies remain fragmented, while previous literature reviews generally focus on app review analysis rather than user consent prioritization. Therefore, the study conduct a systematic literature review or SLR to map the concern type, methods, prioritization, criteria, and evaluation approach used to support developer decision making. Research methodology. In this study, we conduct systematic literature review following the Prisma framework and data search. We use 5 databases. There are Scopus, IEEE Explore, ScienceDirect, MDPA, and SpringerLink. And final selection is from 2223 retrieved records 20 core study published in Q1 and Q2 journal between 2015 and 2026 were selected. Literature selection criteria. There are inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. Inclusion criteria, there are first, peer-reviewed journal article written in English. Second, published between 2015 and 2026 in Q1 or Q2 journals. Third, use app review as the primary data source in a software engineering context. And fourth, met the 5 core paper criteria by explicitly addressing review data source, user concern, prioritization methods, prioritization criteria, and model evaluation. And exclusion criteria, there are first, non-journal publications such as a conference paper, thesis, books, or literature review. And second, published in journal outside the Q1 and Q2 categories. And third, provided inefficient methodological information or empirical evidence. First research question, what type of user concern are identified or prioritized from app reviews? Based on findings, bug reports or defective requirements were the most frequently identified concern types, appearing in 12 studies. This was followed by functionality issues, feature or enhancement requests, and domain-specific issues, which were also frequently identified and prioritized to support developer decision-making. And second research question, what methods or techniques are used to identify, analyze, or prioritize user concern from app reviews? Based on findings, NLP, text preprocessing, and feature extraction were the most frequently used methods, appearing in 17 studies. These methods were mainly used to clean, pre-process, and represent the review text. Despite the use of automated technique, 16 studies still involve human through manual coding or annotation for data labeling and validation. Ranking, scoring, or prioritization algorithm were also used in 16 studies to generate priority score and determine which user concerns should be addressed first. And third research question, what features, criteria, or variable are used to determine the relevance or priority of user consent from app reviews? Based on results show that frequency or issue occurrence was the most frequently used criterion and appearing in 17 studies. Frequency referred to how often a concern is reported by user. This was followed by textual feature in 15 studies, rating or star rating in 14 studies, and sentiment or polarity in 12 studies. And then the key finding is that user concern prioritization should be multidimensional and should combine several criteria rather than rely on a single indicator. This is because a frequently reported or highly negative concern does not necessarily have the highest technical severity. And then fourth research question, how are the approach for identifying, analyzing, or prioritizing user consent from a preview evaluated. The results showed that classification metrics and baseline or comparative evaluation were the most frequently used approach, each appearing 14 studies. This evaluation mainly measured technical performance by using metrics such as accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score, or by comparing the proposed method with other models. This was followed by qualitative or thematic validation in 12 studies and statistical testing in 11 studies. However, developer or expert facing validation appeared in only 3 studies. And then the key finding is that evaluation is still dominated by technical and model level performance, while validation involving developer and direct evidence of real world adoption remain limited. And conclusion and future research direction. Prioritizing user consent requires a multidimensional approach that combines several criteria rather than relying on a single indicator. Future research should develop transparent weighting methods so that developer can clearly understand how priority scores are generated. Stronger validation involving developer or expert is also required. In addition, prioritization results should be connected to real development evidence such as issue trackers, changelog, release notes, and subsequent release. Finally, because most studies use English language dataset, future research should evaluate this approach using non-English app reviews, including Indonesian language reviews. I think that's all about my presentation, about my research. Thank you very much.